Now is a terrible time to start a new project, to invest in yourself or begin learning something new, or at least that's what most people would say. After this cathartic disruption caused us to focus only on the essentials, we're now nearly a year into pandemic living, where we've reached this uncertain equilibrium. Schools don't know if they're in session, businesses don't know if they'll survive, employees don't know if they're doing enough, and families don't know the long-term impact this will all have. But we keep moving forward. We do so to avoid the slippery slope that Fredrick Douglass described when he said, inaction is followed by stagnation, stagnation is followed by pestilence, and pestilence is followed by death. So we keep moving forward. See, at first glance, starting a new project now is terrible timing because every single minute of our days are quite precious. So while yes, this is true, I would argue that now is the perfect time to invest in yourself, to try to find ways to become more efficient and ultimately more effective because we have less time than ever before. In the words of the famous economist Tyler Cohen, he said, average is over.
Average is Over is both a book about the present and the future. It refers to a world where there's a fundamental divide across workers. Is the computer enhancing your productivity, in which case you'll do pretty well? Or are you competing against computers and smart software, in which case you're likely to lose?
In his book of the same title, he described how the technological revolution is taking over these middle jobs. But technology is not all doom and gloom. In fact, it's technologies like the ones I'm using right now to communicate with you that are allowing us to stay connected, that are allowing some businesses to stay alive. Think about how technology is enabling you to order food from your local restaurant and have it delivered to your place. Like, mind blown. Like, this is amazing. The ability of technology to empower people to do things they could never do before is the future I believe in. I believe that technology can be a power for good. But that brings us back to today, to 2020. More than ever before in recent history, we are living in a time of constraint. We have constraints on our time, on our resources, on our toilet paper. Everything has constraints. And while these constraints normally are not welcomed, these constraints are an opportunity to reassess. See, the interesting thing about creativity is creativity requires constraints. Let me say that again. It's not that creativity thrives within constraints, it requires constraints. If there are no constraints, then there are no creative solutions to be generated to overcome those strengths. It's for this reason that I argue now is the perfect time to reassess the systems you have in place. Are these systems supporting me? Are these systems helping me be efficient? And ultimately, can I be impactful in this environment? See, this is the question that is driving me right now. And this is the question that is driving the creation of this new project we call Heureka Labs. We are a community of thinkers eager to come together to learn the systems that can support and enable our work in a more efficient way to ultimately be more impactful. Learning new skills isn't easy. Learning new skills in 2020 is even more difficult. But the collaboration with technology can allow us to come together to support each other. Like any journey, this is not without risk. You need to set aside time from your busy schedule to participate in an activity that is difficult to monitor and has uncertain outcomes. But like any long game worth playing, we are motivated to try to do this. Welcome to this journey. We're excited to have you along with us, and you've found Heureka.